Good morning, everyone. My name is Akshaya. I am currently studying second year BTech AIDS at National Engineering College, Kovilpatti. Today, I am excited to present the work I completed during my internship at WSA. My project was the development of a full stack music player application using the main stack. It stands for MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, and Node.js. The project gave me hands-on experience in multiple areas of web development, from designing front-end interfaces and building back-end logic to structuring databases and working with real-time music APIs. Throughout the internship, I worked on strengthening my fundamentals as well as applying them in a real-world project environment. In this presentation, I will walk you through what I learned during the internship, the tools and technologies I used, the architecture behind the application, the major implementation steps, and finally the outcomes and learnings that I have gained. The next one is the overview of the internship. The internship began with a systematic learning approach. I first focused on mastering the basics, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Understanding these core technologies was essential because they form the foundation of every web application. Once my basics were strong, I moved into backend development using Node.js and Express. This is where I understood API creation, request response cycles, routing, middleware, authentication, and how server communicates with the database. After completing the backend, and I transitioned to front-end development using React. Here I learned how dynamic UIs are built, how components help in reusability, and how state management ensures smooth interactions. I also learned about hooks, routing, lifting setup, pop drilling, and lifecycle management of components. Finally, I integrated everything into a single merge stack project, and I designed and implemented the entire music player application from authentication to playlist, song data, audio player functionality, user preferences, and communication with the external music APIs. The entire learning process was structured, hands-on, and highly practical. The next one is goals. The goals of the internship was to make me comfortable with the full stack development. That means understanding not just front end or back end individually, but understanding how both layers interact with each other in a real world application. Another goal was to learn how to work with the modern JavaScript tools and frameworks. The industry today heavily relies on frameworks like React, Node, and Express. So, gaining proficiency in them was one of my key objectives. Additionally, I wanted to understand backend architecture, how routing works, how authentication is implemented securely, how APIs are structured, and how databases interact with the server side logic. Most importantly, the goal was to build a complete end-to-end MERN application. This application includes real-world features such as login, sign-up, player controls, favorites, search, routing, and API integration. Achieving this goal required combining all the skills learned throughout the internship. The next one is the technologies and tools I used and what role each one played in this project. I will explain. First one is HTML. That is a front-end technology. It was used to structure the content. I used semantic tags such as a header, footer, section, and article to create organized layouts. And next one is CSS. So helped in designing the application UI using a flexbox, grid, animations, transitions, and media queries. I also used CSS modules to create scoped styles that do not conflict across components. And next one is JavaScript, which was used for writing clean and modern code. Features like arrow functions, promises, async or await, template strings, and destructuring made the development more efficient. And next one is React.js. That is that forms the core of the front end. That is, I used functional components, hooks, React router for navigation, and custom hooks like the one for audio playback. And React's virtual DOM made UI updates fast and smooth. And the backend technology, first one is Node.js. It allowed me to run JavaScript on the server, and its event-driven architecture helped handle multiple requests efficiently. And the next one is Express.js. It was used to build backend APIs. It helped me create routes, implement middleware, handle requests, and it helps me to return the JSON responses. The database I used here is MongoDB. We usually use SQL, PostgreSQL like that, but I have used MongoDB. It was used to store user data, playlist, and song metadata. Its document oriented structure was perfect for storing dynamic data. Then API integrations. We have used Jamendo API for music integration, and we have also used REST APIs. And all these tools together created a powerful tech stack that made the project possible. Next one is full stack web development. First, what is full stack web development? Full stack web development means handling both the client side and server side of an application. On the client side, we focus on what the user sees, like buttons, layouts, images, forms, and interactions. On the server side, we handle logic that the user doesn't see, like authentication, data validation, API request, and database operations. During the internship, I learned how a request travels through the system. For example, when a user clicks the play button, the front end triggers an event, sends a request to the backend that retrieves the necessary song data and updates the UI based on the backend response. Understanding this flow helped me build a seamless user experience. So, full stack web development also gave me the ability to debug from end to end. I could identify whether an error originated from the front end code, the backend API, or the database layer. This full visibility is one of the biggest strengths of being a full stack developer. And next, we move on to MEN stack. The MEN stack is extremely popular because it uses a single language, JavaScript, across all layers. This makes development faster and reduces the need to switch between different syntaxes. Let me break down each component. First, MongoDB. It's a NoSQL database that stores data in a JSON-like format called BSON. This gives flexibility in structuring data without strict schemas. It was perfect for storing data like playlist and user favorites. And second component is Express.js, which is minimalistic and highly flexible. It allowed me to build APIs quickly by defining routes, request handlers, and middleware functions. React.js allowed me to create an efficient and interactive UI. I used reusable components such as song card, sidebar, header, footer, and audio player. The next one is Node.js. It provided a stable backend environment. Its asynchronous nature ensured the application remained responsive even when handling multiple user requests. Together, these four technologies formed the backbone of my web application. Now, let me show the things I have learned. First, HTML basics. This is the basic tags I have learned. You can here see the output, like I've used heading tags and some pre-tags and horizontal ruler and break tags like that I have used. And in second one, I have used some how to integrate the images, then how to write the heading tags, and how to integrate downloaded image, and how to use the link of the image from the Google. The both thing I have learned here using the anchor tag, like that I have learned in HTML the forms. The forms I have learned in HTML, the next basic thing. Here is the output, like I have given details like name, username, email, password, like the basic details I have given. Here I have give like only user can choose, or we have given the options like how to do the both things, like phone number, we can already give the code likes. Then I have also give the submit button and reset button. Like in games I have choose more than one thing. So these are the basics I have learned in forms and in tables. In HTML I also learned the tables. Like I have created a employee table. Like I used table header. Here I have divided the job column into two. So these are the basics I have learned in tables. And this is the HTML, and I have moved on to CSS. There also I have learned box model, and then sorry, that's one wrong one. So here is the first one, CSS basics. Here how to style the thing. Like I have given the colors, how to outline the boxes, like the basic CSS things I have learned. Then have also learned some flex layout. 1 minute, I can run this. Have learned the flex layout, grid layout. Like how to arrange the header, footer, article, aside and navbar. So these are the things I have learned in CSS. And I just also learned some of the basics in JavaScript. Here I just write how to give the data, like simple data like my name, my first name, and my last name. And I have also learned some statements like if else, switch statement. I have also learned that. So I have to run this so that it is appear in console. Then I have learned loops like for loops, do while loops, while loop. Then I have learned some functions like some. Then I have to use expression. Then I have learned arrow functions. Then object inside the function. So I have learned this all in these functions. And in fetch I have learned some of the fetch, how to fetch an APIs to use this. And I have also learned DOM, document object model. Have learned 10 examples in this. So I have done all this. So you can see the output here, like the 10 examples output. Then have do some of the exercises in fetch, like have used an API for generating random jokes. I have done this. And another exercise I have done to generate random codes. So these are the basics first I have learned. Then only I entered into my project to develop how to use that. Then I have also learned React. React, I have done a to-do application. So here you can see. So with all these basics, I finally entered into my project. So now I can show you. First I show you what are the 1 minute. Sorry for the things. The project requirements first. What are the project requirements that we needed? And the first one is the music player application. I built includes multiple real world features. It begins with the user authentication, like a user can sign up, log in securely, reset their password and update their profile. Authentication is handled using JSON web tokens for security. Once logged in, users are taken to a dashboard where playlists are categorized. They can browse playlists, view the song list, and access detailed information like title, artist, and year and duration. The audio player includes essential controls such as a play, pause, next, previous, volume, adjustment, shuffle, repeat, and even playback speed control. And I also implemented a custom progress bar that updates in real time as the song plays. Users can add or remove songs from their favorites. There is also a search feature that filters songs instantly based on keywords. And all these features require smooth communication between the front end and back end using REST APIs. And next one is architecture and design. On the front end, I used React's components based architecture. Every UI element was divided into small independent components, and the React router handled the navigation, making the app feel like a single page application. State management ensured that a user authentication, playlist, and currently playing song information were available across the application. And on the back end, I used a layered architecture. The routes layer defined the API endpoints. The controllers layer processed incoming request and contained the main logic. And the model layer handled MongoDB schemas. And the middleware ensured secure access and proper error handling. The screen separation of responsibilities made the backend and easy to maintain and extend. And next one is database design. It was designed using MongoDB, and it consists of several collections like users. It stored user details, encrypted passwords and favorites, and songs. It stores a song metadata retrieved from external APIs, and playlist. It grouped song into categories, and favorites that store user specific favorite songs. And MongoDB's flexibility allowed me to store data of different shapes without worrying about rigid table structures. Let me explain the data flow, how it works. Like the front end sends an API request and the back end processes the request. Then MongoDB retrieves or updates the data. The back end retrieves a JSON response and the front end updates the UI accordingly. This is how the project works. And so this flow creates a smooth and interactive experience for the user. And next one is implementation. So for the backend, I used Node.js and Express.js. I started by setting up a centralized database connection file to ensure secure and reusable DB access. The authentication functionality was built inside Auth controller, and it includes sign up, login, password reset, email verification, profile update features, and passwords were securely hashed, and JWT tokens were generated to allow secure access to protected APIs. And I implemented a song related functionality in songcontroller.js, which handled fetching playlist, retrieving song details, and managing favorite list. And front end implementation, I separated the routing logic into auth routes and song routes, and middleware was used to check if the user was authenticated before allowing access to sensitive routes, and this ensured that only verified users could play songs or modify their favorites. And utility services like send email were implemented to send verification emails using Mailtrap, which helped to test email functionality during development. So I have also implemented a centralized error handling so that any unexpected issue could be handled gracefully and informative messages could be sent back to the front end. So for the styling, I used CSS modules, and this prevented style conflicts across components and made the UI consistent. And to handle responsiveness, I used CSS Flexbox, Grid, and Bootstrap classes. And API integration was done using asynchronous functions with fetch or access. The front end communicated with the backend for user login, song retrieval, playlist updates, and favorites management. I also integrated external music data from the Jamendo API through backend services, which allows user to browse real music tracks. Error handling and loading indicators ensure that The user experience remained smooth even during network delays. The next one is, this is the execution of my project. So let me run that, show that in real time. Let me run the project. Split the terminal. First we have to run the backend. Then we run the front end. So here is our project. First we sign up. Akshaya 2805/2007 at gmail.com. Password, sorry, I have signed up. Then here we can play the song, like I play this song. I think you hear the song. So we have the functionality like move the song from here to there, and we can move the next song. We can move the previous song. 1, 2, 3. So we have functionalities, and we have the shuffle functionality here. You can see the song will play. Trio. So random functionality here. So this is the loop functionality. It will play repeatedly the song. Let me show that. So after completing the song will play repeatedly. So here see, you can see. Trio hardcore. Trio hardcore. So the button helps to play the song repeatedly, and we can using this playback speed we can change the playback speed. You can see here. Trio hardcore, trio hardcore, you can see that the playback speed can change, and we can control the sound using the sound button like so using this we can reduce the sound or increase the sound, or we can mute the sound. So these are the functionalities over here, and we can add the favorites. So I add this song to favorites. So in favorites you can see the favorites is here, and through this I can play this song. Sorry. So the song can be played here, and we have playlists like we have play here too the songs. I can add this song to my favorite, and you can see here this also added to my favorite. And search songs we have like I searched war, and you can play here. I can move to next song. functionalities I have, and I have edit profile. So here see, I can add a picture of anything, and this is my name, and this is the email, which is our profile. And if you want, you can change. I don't want to change my password. If you want, we can change our password. You can see here. So we have the functionality to see the password too. So we can change the password and we can save changes, or we can give cancel password change, and we can just change our name and email and just we can give save changes. So since I don't want to change anything, I don't give anything. So if you want, you can give something like, and you can give save changes like that. You can give anything. So this is the edit profile, and the next thing is I can, so these are the functionalities in my project. And after logout, I can log in. First I have signed up, no? If I log out, I can, if I want to search the song, I have to give my email address and password to log in. That is the same for favorite too. So once log in, we have to log in. So now I give my address to log in, share2805gmail.com, 12356. Sorry, my bad. 2007. So it's have logged in. Now we can see our favorites. We can add our favorites, and we can search the songs. So once login only, we can see our favorites and logging, searching the songs. We have a login functionality too. If we have forgot, if we have an account, we can sign up, like the page change to that. And if we forget our password, we can give our email, like I have given my email. It gives like recent link send secure mail. We can use mail trap. So over here you can see my sandbox. You can see a few seconds ago the have been changed. The link have been given here. So it will link is expire in 10 minutes. So through this link we can add a new password. Let me add my new password. So password reset successfully. So now I can log in. So it has been logged in. So you can change the password too. So these are the functionalities of my project, and that's all. I have completed my full stack uh, music player using Stack. So let me explain that. Sorry for my convenience. So this is the execution, and I have done all this very completely. And conclusion, this internship gave me a strong foundation in full stack web development. I gained practical experience in building real world applications using modern tools and frameworks. Overall, developing the full stack music player application has boosted my confidence and prepared me to work on larger and more complex projects in the future. Thank you.